What's going on, Workforce? Brian here, and today we're talking about the power rankings for Shadowbringers, breaking down the DPS and HPS of all the jobs. This data comes from FF Logs, and the link will be in the description below if you want to check out all the reports for yourself. And as we go on through Shadowbringers, we'll be bringing you updates both in the power rankings form as well as the tier list form, which we give our opinions and how we feel about the different jobs, etc. So I've got some real cool data for you guys I want to share, and I'm going to break it up tier list style with with the document you can see behind me. Now, I'll also include a link to this document in the description of this video in case you yourself want to kind of dive in and make your own tier list, make your own ranking list as well, and that way you can share it out if you want to make a video or just for your friends, whatever you want to do, the document is for you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in. There is a lot of information. Obviously, you can see here, Blue Mage didn't show up. They're still capped at level 50. We'll see what happens with the first update come 5.1. But let's talk about who's bringing in the S rank from a power perspective. Any black mages out there should know that you guys are hitting hard and hitting so fast. Black mages averaging parse right now for like 75 percentile is 9.5k all the way up to 13.1k. They are topping the charts. This is both in trial fights and dungeons. Now the dungeons and the trial fights kind of even out a little bit. You can see black mage running in at around 6k for the dungeon run, but that's also taking in obviously various downtimes throughout the content itself. So from a numbers perspective, we're going to focus in on trial numbers for you here, but just note that I'll let you know if there's a little bit of a discrepancy between the job, how it performs in a trial, and how it performs in a high-end dungeon level 80s content. So as part of that, we're going to jump into Paladin. Paladin is also, I would say, bringing up in the S rank for perspective. So we see 5.7k, or excuse me, 5.6k DPS parse, as well as the survivability that the job continues to bring expansion over expansion. And then lastly, from a healing perspective, we've got White Mage pulling in as an S rank as well, not only for DPS, but heals per second. So DPS is tending to be anywhere from 4.6 to 7.3k. These are huge numbers. And if anybody's been running with a White Mage, they'll definitely feel it. From a healing perspective, they are number one at 5k HPS over all the different parses that we've seen the data for. So that is just epically huge. So Black Mage, Paladin, White Mage, classic jobs, taking in the S rank. In the A rank, we've got Samurai. Samurai is not that far off from Black Mage, but they're at 12k DPS, anywhere from 9.1 to 12k DPS for the different runs. Then from a Gunbreaker perspective, we got Gunbreaker right here. We're going to put that in as an A rank as well. Gunbreaker at 5.6k, just a little bit off from Paladin, so not that far off in like just pure numbers, but it's still pretty cool to see these two vying out for for number one. A lot of people are in love with Gunbreaker, has a lot of skills, and so it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out with Eden as it drops. I guess by the time you're watching this video, go play Eden. It's live, everybody. Then lastly, you've got Monk. Monk is coming in at an A rank. In this case, dropping in at 9k to 11.7k, just slightly under Samurai. Just slightly under Samurai. Obviously, Black Mage still taking it at its 13.1k. No one's coming close to that right now. All right, let's move over to the B ranks. Let's start off with our Warrior. Where did he go? There he is. So B ranks Warrior from a tank perspective. Warrior putting in around 5.5k on its parse, which is really impressive. It's got still a lot of survivability in terms of just being able to, like if you're healing the warrior, you're fine. Survivability as like from how they heal themselves has been removed. So as a healer, I know I'm healing a lot more than I used to. Then after the warrior, we've got the mighty Dragoon. Dragoon is bringing it, and it's been fun to see some of the parses that I've seen because they go, I've actually seen much higher than what is average parse, but Dragoon is anywhere from 8.8k to 11.6k. That is still amazing numbers and not too far off from Monk and Samurai. So the difference here is very small. So any Dragoon mains out there, don't hate me. I'm just sharing you the base information. Plus, they also have that utility of raising the entire party's DPS. So there is definitely some credit given to them there because not only are they, not only are they bringing it, but they also help everybody bring it as well. And then lastly, which is a real big change from the previous expansion, you have Machinist. Machinist coming in, and I've played this and I love the changes to Machinist. That's why I drafted it as a part of our job draft, but 9k to 11.6k. This is massive. So that completes out our B rank. Also, you could probably kind of tell I'm trying to keep It's just about 3 jobs per rank. Otherwise, there would be a lot up here, and then like a few just trickling down here in the different tier perspective. So without that further ado, let's go ahead and jump into C rank. We're going to drop in Scholar right now. Scholar I'm loving it. Obviously, when you go look at the numbers, there's probably going to need to be some adjustments, both to Aether Flow, maybe bringing back Energy Drain. We'll have to ultimately see what Square Enix decides to do, but their DPS is around 4K to 5.9K. Now, their healing per second is 4.8K, so they're just a little bit under, White Mage, which is 5K, so they're real close in the healing department. From a damage department, White Mage is crushing it. That's why White Mage got S rank. That's why Scholar gets the C rank accordingly. So, and then we've got its buddy, the Summoner. Summoner coming in at a C rank. This is damage-wise going to look at 8.5K to 11K from a parse perspective. So again, not far off from Dragoon, Machinist, not far off from Samurai, but it's still a gap that you're seeing, obviously, with the content. Then we've got the Dark Knight, which I have yet to go hands-on with since the event, but I am very excited because I've been playing with some amazing Dark Knights out there. Their survivability is just incredible, but when it comes down to it, when you look at the Gunbreaker and the Paladin and the Warrior, Dark Knight is not necessarily bringing as much DPS at around 5.4K for the Dark Knight itself. That completes out our C rank. Let's move into D rank. I really feel for ninjas because I really enjoyed playing as a ninja out at the media event. Ninjas anywhere from 7.5K to 10.1K. They're one of the lowest DPS parses right now. And then when you look at the dungeon numbers, that is roughly evening itself out. So they're around like 4.9K as a part of a dungeon run itself. So they're not necessarily stacking up as well as I'd hope they would, but obviously maybe there's still some learning adjustments that people need to make, or maybe there's some potency adjustments that Square Enix will have to make accordingly. We'll have to wait and see where it goes with the ninja. Then you have Red Mage. A lot of people loving the AoE ability that Red Mage is bringing this expansion, but from a numbers perspective, this is where it's a little bit different. Red Mage actually does pretty good as a part of dungeons because you do have those, the different bigger pools from an AoE perspective, but they're still coming in around 8.1K to 10.9K DPS overall. So they're definitely a little higher than that of the ninja, but as far as it goes, when it all relates to one another, that's where they're kind of evening out, and that's where they ended up getting ranked as well. Then lastly, within the D rank, you have the Bard. Now, Bard obviously still lost a lot of utility to Dancer, and that's okay. And obviously with TP going away, there's no more need for that anyway. But from a pure numbers perspective, Bard's rocking at 10.7K, starting out around 8.4. So 8.4 to 10.7K is where you're kind of seeing them. 10.7 is kind of that max, the highest score. So you know that the high end, that is the max level. And then the average is usually what the first number that I'm giving you applies to. We have the E and the F ranks, and obviously we only have 2 more jobs. And I felt like every job should fill in. You could keep Blue at an F, but essentially when you look at Astro and Dancer, you're going to come in as an E rank. From a damage perspective, 7.2 to 9.2, one of the lowest DPS's parses there. But again, they're also making up for a lot of utility and things like that. But when you factor in a dungeon, they jump up higher than that of the ninja at 5.2K a parse for the dungeon runs itself. So it's like Dancer does have some AoE capability, and that's where, not some, but Dancer does have the AoE capability. So if you were ranking this completely off of dungeons, Ninja would drop down to D and Dancer would bump up to E. So it really just depends on what kind of content you're getting at. Also, again, like I said at the top of this video, this is not a statement that any of these jobs are bad. I do know a lot of people are still frustrated with Astrologian. And when you actually look at Astrologian bringing in an F, and the reason is people are really kind of frustrated with the changes. The DPS parse is the lowest. The healing per second parse is the lowest. So 3.3 to 5.4K on the DPS parse and a 4.6K heal per second. So that finishes it off. That's why you kind of see a healer in the S slot, a healer in the C slot, and a healer in the F slot to kind of round this out and hopefully give you guys a good example of what the tier power list here means, and hopefully the information accordingly. Now, again, like I said, the PDF is in the description of this video if you guys want to go make your own response videos, make your own tier list videos, make your own impressions based off of the different content. I'd love to see your videos, so please be sure to share those with us either over on Discord or in the comments below. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Looking forward to hearing from your comments. Now, this obviously leads into a discussion video of what changes would we like to see made to these different jobs. And I, since have not been able to max out all jobs to 80, I'm working on it. As far as it goes, my experience with Summoner and Scholar and my experience with Paladin, I love Paladin immensely. So personally, I don't think I'd make really too many changes there. But with Scholar, definitely not being able to do Aether Flow out of combat, and definitely need some form of other, like, off the global cooldown damage, or, you know, kind of Aether dump in that regard. So, like, you can really feel it, or maybe a couple adjustments to the different skills, because when running and getting parsed out by a large amount, even when you're just constantly doing DPS, I don't know if it's all going to be based around potency or what it means there. But obviously we'll probably see some adjustments. I don't know if we're going to see some this week, but as the game goes on around 5.1, we can expect to see some more job adjustments, and we'll follow it up as we get more information off of Eden and things like that. Anyway, that's it for this Power Rankings video. I thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you got any questions, comments, concerns in the comments below. I look forward to hearing from you, hearing that discussion about everything and anything Shadowbringers and the jobs within. So anyway, guys, for Work the Game, my name is Brian. Thanks so much for watching this video. Hope you have a phenomenal day, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Whoa, you guys are the best. Jorge, Kyle, Philip, 31 Edwards, Rock Druid, Corey Longwith, Aaron, Axis, Hambone, Lady Wild Plays, CN Navs, this is going too fast, Christopher, Phil, Shun, Dragons, Soul, Keen, Knights, Assassin, Carlos, Sherry, Robert, Leyland, Davon, Tim, Jojo World, Terrace, Sora, Scrub Lord, Trevor, Mill, Almond, 70s, Kimber, Tyler, oh my god, I'm so sorry, Cody, Legend, Carlos, Endless, Jonathan, Jade, Sai, Derek, Brandon, Aaron, Riku, Daryl, Chemistral, Lauren, The Wolf of the Gar, Kelly, Anthony, Solid, John, Huskree, oh my god, everybody, Dark Later, Christopher, Vestments, John, Nopi, Brian, Tom, Dylan, Silent, whew, I missed your names. I'm sorry. I love you all. Oh my gosh, that was tough.